So the state continues to give most citizens a raw deal. This is where financial meets racial. I'm Mark Stewart, also known as Stewart for Hartford. And in the state's system, you can identify a lot of places where African Americans lose. And I'm not contending that it's a racist policy. I'm contending that they're policies that help the established. And this is injustice. And it's one that we should all be fighting together. It's not a BLM versus whites. It is how whites and blacks help one another to make things more just. That's the message of Martin Luther King. It's kind of lost on the radicals now, and the leaders of BLM are white liberals. It's lost. And in fact, that kind of message is turning too many people away. It's virtually guaranteeing Trump re-election. So right there, bad news. Secondly, it is losing the support that most people have for order. Orderliness is a healthful thing. It's what helps families flourish. It's what helps businesses grow. It's what helps us allow us to go out at night. And when you don't have order, you have chaos. And the people who profit from that are thugs. So there's a bit of thuggishness within the still dainty state governance. It's that people who are in get supported by one another. The white lottery chief of a few years ago, who basically retired early and allowed the rest of her colleagues to pay the rest of her appointment 10 years instead of 9.5, so that she could have vested benefits. A nice thing that Connecticut continues to give away. I think that's a stupid policy, but even worse is the semi-policy of those in the cabal approving benefits just for one another. Hey, that should be happening at our college basketball level, okay? Kevin Ollie is not in the cabal. And in a place where seniority matters or who you know matters, things that Coach Jim Calhoun, senior, established, older white guy, could get away with, a younger, blacker Kevin Ollie has a hard time. Many state agencies work on the who you know basis still. That's not meritocracy, and in the process, it keeps meritorious young people, and especially African Americans, on the outs. I'll give you a more widespread example, because one basketball coach is searing, but not as damaging to families as this. There are many good workers in the construction industry who are put on the sidelines because Connecticut chooses to reward distant, sometimes out-of-state firms for their environmental remediation analyses, for their engineering studies, for feasibility studies, for their land use compliance work. Not real construction. And when any one of these studies isn't quite right for the bureaucrats to oversee, then the bureaucrats have some extra work, and then they say, go back and we'll pay you once again to do a new study. Who's on the sideline? Actual workers, often black and brown, who would be really good working right now on I-84. Instead, you have idle highways, construction that takes far longer than it should, traffic jams that build up far longer than they should. What I see in West Hartford on I-84 is a project that's been estimated to take at most 3 weeks. We're in the 6th month. Status matters. And unfortunately, construction workers, though they're the ones who get things done, don't yet have the status in this state. There's a system in place that rewards people who are already in a privileged place. More of them are white than brown. And I contend that to those of us who really believe black jobs matter, black civil rights matter, black education matters, your current legislature disserves on every one of those grounds. We need a better legislator. We need a lot of better legislators. I'm part of the EPIC party. EPIC is several of us running for seats who deserve election. Please look at epic-party.us. It stands for Every Politically Independent Citizen. I am Mark Stewart. My territory is Hartford, sometimes known as Stewart for Hartford. I look forward to hearing from you every Saturday night, every Monday night. We are together online. Bring it on.